This is the reason why not everyone who reads can write good books. Hi guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel Trishita Reads. I am Trishita, and in today's video I am going to talk about a book that everybody is hyping on the internet right now. If you are Indian and if you are on Bookstagram or if you know anything about books, then definitely you have seen this book on the internet. This book is creating the buzz, but is this buzz actually worth it? As you have already seen in the title, this video is about Too Good to Be True by Prajakta Kohli. First things first, let me be very clear. Let me give you a disclaimer before anything happens in this video. I will be strictly sticking to the book. Anything and everything that I talk about in this video is only about the book. I am not going to go personal about the author or the works of the author. But since I am a reader and my work is reviewing books, I am here to talk about the book only. And my second disclaimer will be this video will have spoilers. So if you are someone who has no problem with spoilers, definitely keep on watching this video. And if you have already read the book and just want to know my opinion about the book, then definitely keep on watching this video. But if you have not read the book and you are planning to read it, then definitely go and read the book and then come and watch my video. And let's discuss what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Let me tell you a little bit about this book before I share my opinions about this book, what I liked, what I did not like. So here we go. The two main characters of this book are Avni and Aman. Avni is a student and she is studying in a law college. And Aman is a millionaire. He runs a family business established by his parents and he is the CEO of the company. Avni is in her 20s and Aman is in his 30s. As I told you guys before, Avni is a student and she is studying in a law college. But on the other hand, also she is working as a receptionist in a bookstore that is owned by her friend's family. Basically, working in a bookstore has always been a dream of hers. Every reader can relate to that. And she is working in this bookstore for a part-time thing. And on the other hand, Aman is the CEO of a company. He has huge responsibilities because his parents don't live in Mumbai anymore. He is the only person who is running this company, even though he gets support from his father, but he is the person who is present here, who has to deal with majority of the problems in this particular company. These two people cross paths in the bookstore where Avni works, where this guy randomly comes to the bookstore one day and starts checking out the non-fiction section and he gets his book. The first interaction was Avni just drooling over this guy and this guy being ignorant about it, and then the visits start continuing. Aman comes to the bookstore the next time asking for recommendations for his niece's birthday. He wants to gift his niece some books and Avni tries to help him out, and Aman cracks a joke that does not land properly and Avni kinda gets offended by it, and that is the reason why Avni starts becoming grumpy. As the story keeps on progressing, we get to know that Aman saw Avni entering the bookstore one day and he got mesmerized by her looks, and because of her, he started visiting this bookstore. But Avni does not know about this, and Avni thinks that, okay, this guy is rich, this guy is very successful in life. Why will this guy fall in love with me? But Aman does, and both of them, after having some hurdles, fall in love with each other. They get into a relationship, and then the story progresses in that way. Now that we are done with the introduction of this book, let me tell you what I liked about this book first, and then we can move to the worst parts that happened in the story. The only thing that I really loved about this book was Avni's humor in the first half of the book. You can actually see the reflection of the author Prajakta Kohli in Avni's monologues, Avni's humor, the way she talks, the way she walks, her demeanor, her complete attitude is just Prajakta Kohli. So, if you're a fan of Prajakta Kohli, you might absolutely love it, and if you are not, then it is up to you. You can take the character of Avni in whichever way you want, but I really liked the humor in the beginning of this book. And the second thing that I liked in this book was Gagan, Aman's elder brother, who is the only character that made sense in this book throughout. Keeping in mind that there are multiple characters, this speaks volumes about this book, okay? And Gagan just comes at the later, or you can say the last one-fourth part of the story. You guys get what I mean, right? Apart from these two things, I did not like anything about this book. So let's get down to the real business. Let's talk about this book, why I did not like this book, what is my honest opinion, and why is there so much buzz on the internet about this book. First things first, the people who are reading this book are reading it because of the hype. The people who are reading this book are actually fans of the writer as a person, her work. So if I remove Prajakta Kohli from this book, if I remove her fame, her influence, her as a famous personality, then this book is below average. I absolutely did not like any single thing apart from the two things that I mentioned. And the first thing that I will be talking about is the writing style of this author, which was kind of expected because when I read the blurb of this book, I realized that, okay, I cannot expect good writing from this author. It literally felt like a teenager has written the blurb of this book. And yes, this thing continues throughout this whole book. The book has two POVs, Aman's and Avni's, and it switches between the two POVs throughout the whole book. And every single POV is indirectly or directly talking to the reader. And it felt literally weird because why will I, as a reader, see the fictional characters interact with me in every single POV where I should focus more on the mind of the characters, where I should know more about how these two characters think and what their personalities are? why these two characters were interacting with the readers. And even though this was a nice element to put into the story so that the author can connect with the readers more, it did not land well. It did not land well at all. After a point of time, it was so cringy that I just wanted this book to be over. I was done with the book. I was done with the characters of this book. This book literally has traumatized me. I did not want to see a book for at least 24 hours after finishing this book, and definitely I don't want to read any Indian romances soon because the impact this book has left on me was just I know that there are writers whose actual profession is writing and they have been either writing books or they have been working on their books, even debut novels for quite a long time. Their writing style will be way, way, way better than this book. But I am literally traumatized, you guys. I just want to take a break from Indian romances for now. And that's the impact you have when you write a book that is so badly written and so badly edited as well that there are not only editorial mistakes, there are grammatical mistakes in this book as well. The sentences in this book don't make any sense majority of the times. The monologues these characters were having in the beginning of this book, which I liked, started becoming completely cringy, stretched, and without any meaning in the later part of the book. And I just started feeling why I am putting so much time and effort to finish this book. But then I realized that okay, if I want to give an in-depth review of this particular book, I do have to read this book from the front of the book to the back of the book so that I can be literally unbiased. And here I am, you guys, just sharing my frustration with you all because not only this book is disappointing, this book is definitely a symbol that if you have money and power, then you can absolutely achieve anything in life. I do not see this particular script to even be published if it was not written by this author. I can only see people who are diehard fans of this person to like this book, which unfortunately or fortunately are teenagers. They have either not read good books or they have not read books. This is a very controversial statement, but if you are a romance lover like me, I have read a lot of romances. You can go and check other videos until and unless it is dedicated to a completely different genre. Every single video of mine has at least one romance novel, and that says that I read a lot of romances, not only by Indian authors but also by foreign authors. So I do have some knowledge if I'm talking about romance novels when I'm talking about this book. So keeping that in mind, the writing style was absolutely bad, so bad that it was becoming difficult for me to turn the pages and keep on reading. At a point of time, I had this urge to just skim read this book because this book was not providing any single thing for me to take away from this book. Even if people will not agree to me, saying that, okay, this is not what happens, but we all know that people who love reading romances are looked down upon. Their reading taste is looked down upon, and I also have faced the same things, having those silent, judgmental looks by people when I say that, okay, this is my favorite book and that is a romance novel. I've seen those silent, judgmental looks. The author herself is a romance lover, and that is the reason why I was expecting a little better from this author because she, since reads a lot of romances and is writing a romance novel, she already knows the tropes that we all like. She already knows how to explore and navigate a romance novel. But she failed so miserably, not only representing the main female character, but the main male character as well. Every single character in this book was superficial, fake, and the author was trying so hard to shove their personalities down my throat that I literally was choking. The main character of me loves reading books. Okay, understand that. Then, after every 2 to 3 pages, the author is saying that since this person loves reading books, she's gonna do that. This person loves reading books. Don't forget that. She's gonna go and read her books. When it was happening in the beginning, I was like, okay, maybe she is trying to make us remember that this main character loves reading books. But this continued throughout the whole book. Why are you wasting so much amount of time telling us readers that this person reads books? Is it the only trait of this character that we should remember? Is it the only thing that we should take from this particular character? Is there nothing else that you as a writer can provide from this character to the readers? I personally love reading about characters who love reading books, who are voracious readers, and I can definitely relate to them a lot, but this was a lot. The main male character, as I said, is a CEO of a company, and he gets so much amount of time just spending time with this main female character. And there are hardly times where we see that this guy is actually working in this book. We don't see him going through his own personal journey where he is facing the struggles. We don't get to see the struggles he has faced in his past. We only see that this guy is the greenest flag ever with all of the compassion, with all of the good qualities that girls look in guys. But That is the reason why I am saying that the author should have concentrated more in developing the personalities of these characters rather than writing witty monologues of these characters, because Aman is one of the worst written characters ever, to be very honest. Avni is still better. Aman, oh my god. This portion will contain a spoiler, so just bear with it. When Avni was a child, her parents got divorced and they started living separately. And Avni decided to shift with her Ajji, that is her grandmother, and she started living with her grandmother. For Avni, the topic of parents was a sensitive topic, and for once, when Aman visited her for the very first time in her house, he asked this one question: who do you live with? And Avni says, alone. I live alone. And after that, he has not asked anything about Avni's personal life, keeping in mind that this guy has fallen in love with the girl after the third meet and has decided that she is the only girl he wants to spend his life with, has no freaking idea what is going on in her personal life, what are the hurdles that she is facing, and he does not even care also. At the end of the book, when Gagan comes and he starts asking these questions to Avni because he is literally scared for his brother, he is very caring for his brother and he does not want his brother to make a foolish decision just because he is in love with this person. He starts asking this question, and when Gagan tells Aman that, okay, why don't you know her mother's name, or why don't you know what happened to her parents? Why is she not talking about her parents, or why is she so sensitive about this topic? Then Aman realizes and he just stomps to Avni's room and he starts questioning her that, okay, why haven't you told me about this? Why do your friends know these things but I don't? Bro, have you asked her? Have you sat down with her and asked her, hey, baby, what is happening? Why are you crying? Or what is wrong with this whole situation? Why are you not opening about this thing? Have you just sat and talked about this thing with Avni? No, right? Then why will she tell you? Why will she tell you? Like how much it takes to write about mature characters. I am so done, I'm so done with this particular Aman character because the author has tried very hard to portray him as the greenest flag ever who does every single thing that a girl dreams of. Not only he is physically present there, he is emotionally present there as well. He understands the main female character without her even saying anything. But how could he not understand this situation? How could he not understand that she was not in a good space? And how could he not just sit and talk with her about this? Keep this in mind that they were in a relationship for the past 6 months and he has no freaking clue what is going on in Avni's past. He had no freaking clue what actually happened to Avni. He even went and met Ajji, Avni's grandmother, and even after that, he did not have any kind of curiosity. Like, what the hell? And you are saying that you have fallen in love with this person without even knowing what this person actually is, who this person actually is, and not even caring about her problems. People say that reading is a very relaxing hobby. Nobody, no, it is not. It is not. It can be sometimes very disappointing, very frustrating, and just exhausting, okay? Just exhausting because this is not the end. This is not the end. Let's come down to Avni. As I told you before, you will see Prajakta's image in Avni, and it is to that extent where you won't be able to differentiate between Prajakta and Avni. And I think the author knew what she was doing because her fans majorly will buy this book, and when they will see that okay, Prajakta is there in the book as Avni, they will like the character more. I see where she is coming from. Okay, the way Avni tries to be grumpy in this book has made me laugh so hard so many times. It's okay to be grumpy in actuality, and it's absolutely not okay to pretend something just because you want to show that, okay, I'm too hard to get. We have progressed so much in romances that not only there are representation of virgin male characters, there are representation of actual looking women, like chubby women as the main female characters. There are representations of single parents in romance novels. There are representations of people who are working, people who are struggling, people who are in a very bad mental state in romance novels, and this is what we get in Indian romances. This female character Avni, first of all, looks absolutely stunning without doing anything. Very, very stereotypical. This particular character plays too hard to get for so long that it became very frustrating for me. If I was Aman, I would have just left. Plus, the author has also said that this is beyond romance. This is beyond, the romance between Avni and Aman. There is a lot of things that are going on in Avni's life, but guess what? Apart from the family thing that I discussed in this video before, there is nothing much going on in Avni's life. She claims that she was a topper in her college before Aman came, and she basically failed 3 subjects. I don't see the point because I was also good in studies. Okay, this is not a flex, but I was also good in studies. And if a person is good in studies, then their concentration will never ever stay away from studies, and they very well know how to manage and balance their academics with their personal life. Keeping in mind that Avni was a topper and still she failed within a few months of meeting Aman was not practical at all, and the representation of being a nerd was just sprinkled. The author was trying very hard to portray that Avni was that nerdy girl who is actually very hot and she does not know that she is hot, but she knows that she is hot. And when a guy comes and she, falls in love or is attracted to this guy, then she realizes that, okay, I am hot, okay, I am good looking, and she's kind of validating herself in this whole process. And that is Avni for you. Throughout this whole book, she has not done a single thing that will make readers feel proud that, okay, I am reading this book and I'm liking this character, and this is the reason why I'm liking this character. Avni has not done any single thing that will make you feel like, okay, this is someone that I can relate with. Because in the beginning, us as readers might relate with some of the traits as Avni, but later on, the author has shoved so much of this particular same information so many times in this whole book that it literally feels like, okay, I get it. She's a reader. Now what? What next? Apart from reading, what is she doing in this book? Apart from reading dark, steamy romances, what is she doing in this book? Nothing. She is just making a fool of herself every single time when a conflict comes. Every single time she has to prove that, okay, she has to stand on her own feet. She is going and just disappointing the readers. I, at the end of this book, was so frustrated that I cannot even tell you guys. The ending of this book was the worst thing in this entire book. Okay, what was the point of this ending? At that, I also don't know. Why the author chose to write this kind of ending is a literal mystery to me. This guy and girl has a conflict. This guy has not contacted her for 3 months. Suddenly, during her graduation, he comes and he says, "Oh, baby, I love you." And this girl was like, "Why haven't you contacted me for 3 months?" And this guy was like, "You needed time to heal, and I gave you the time to heal. Now let's get back together. Let's get back together." This is the ending. I am not even going to say any more about these two main characters, but I would like to read you out a particular paragraph that has icked me so much. Giving you a context about the scene of this book, this girl, Avni, sees Aman for the very first time, and when she sees the color of his eyes, that is brown, she is describing the color of his eyes for one paragraph, comparing brown with different synonymous objects or things. So let's begin. Brown like the cover of my favorite leather-bound notebook. Brown like the color of that singular dusty ray of light coming in through the top window, just touching his hair and shining onto the floor. Brown like the wooden shelves and floors of the bookstore. Brown like the coffee in the mug I am holding. Brown like the sand on Chopatti at twilight. Brown like the color of my skin. I'm so happy that she is brown skinned at least. So these were how many sentences? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sentences where she has described how brown this guy's eyes were. इतना कौन describe करता है यार? ब्राउन ही तो है, कोई इंडिगो ग्रीन ब्लू तो नहीं है जैसे फैंटेसीज में होता है कि इतने अलग टाइप के कलर्स होते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ दोस कैरेक्टर्स आर completely fictional. They will not exist in real life. So we understand that the colors are different and the author is trying to explain to give us the essence of the characters होते कैसे. But this book, oh my god, this person has explained brown as a color, the basic as color. She has explained for 6 sentences. This book is a prime example that you need good editors, good proofreaders, good beta readers, or even alpha readers as well. I simply do not see the point of why this book is getting so much hype. It is just Prajakta Kohli as a brand who is selling this book. Apart from that, personally, if you ask my opinion, you will get nothing from this book. Absolutely nothing. And I have also seen that Prajakta Kohli has said that only read this book if you are above 18. I'm telling you, there is no spice in this book. There is just making out. That's it. Just making out, kissing, making out, just kisses on the neck, normal kisses. And teenagers are reading way more than that. This author has not even used the word sex more than twice, if I remember it right, in this book. So anyone can read this book. This book is appropriate for teenagers mostly because if you are above 20, then you will not be able to relate with anything that happened in this book. It was so bad. This book is written for teenagers who have raging hormones and who have not read good books. This book is for you. If you're watching this video, then you can go and read this book. At least start from some point, because I am always an advocate of reading. If you want to start from this book, you can go for it. But will I recommend it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If it was not a Prajakta Kohli's book, maybe I also would have not read this book, to be very honest. I am not even going to talk about the side characters because they are not worth my time and they are not worth your time as well. The other friends of Avni were as insignificant as Aman's past in this book because it has not been explored at all. Why do we need Aman's past if he is a sunshine billionaire, right? Now that we have come to the conclusion part of this video, is this book worth it? Absolutely not. Is this book worth your time? According to me, absolutely not. You will get better romances by Indian writers. Go and read them. But still, if you are a fan of Prajakta Kohli, then you can go and read this book as well. It completely depends on you. I'm no one to come and say that, okay, don't read this book. Even I did read it and I am reviewing this book. I will tell you, if you are interested to read this book, definitely go for it. But also keep in mind that you will not gain anything from this book. Also keep in mind that this is just a book by a person who has no freaking idea how to write a book. My final rating of this book is 0 zero point 0.5 stars, and that is just for the humor in the beginning of this book and to govern. I'll just go and sleep because I need some recovery time from this book. I just want to buy a few books and uplift my mood because my mood is just shattered. It has gone bonkers, you guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me ranting about this book. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you want to share any. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully with a reading challenge. Till then, stay tuned. Turn those pages and read a good book, okay? Bye.